If there's one thing we know about young love is that it can be short-lived, right? Breakups are frequent, they can often be emotional, but when that romance brings an unplanned pregnancy, a clean break is out of the question because you just signed up for life. Now, Meleah says that she was in love with Greg when she went away to college, but she broke up with him because he didn't trust her and gathered intel on her from her sorority friends. So they break up, but just a few weeks later, Meleah found out she was pregnant. Take a look.
I started dating Greg the summer before my junior year of college. We actually met each other on Facebook. He made me feel really special. When I came back to school in the fall, Greg was becoming insecure.
When Meleah went back to college, she was a totally different person. She wasn't talking as much, she got kind of distant.
He would text me again and again saying, "Who are you with? What are you doing?" Greg would call or text my sorority girlfriends. He looked through my text messages and my Facebook. Greg drove me nuts.
When Meleah came home for the holiday weekend, she was acting really weird with her cell phone. So I took it and read a text message that she had just got from a guy.
He instantly thought that I was cheating. Greg and I got into a heated argument. A few days later, I broke up with Greg.
It was out of the blue. I didn't expect it.
2 weeks after I broke up with Greg, I found out that I was pregnant. Greg did not step up during my pregnancy. The only thing that I got were text messages. I did not feel like Greg was concerned about what I was going through.
From the very beginning, I've been 100% supportive, but Meleah has pushed me away.
Greg showed up to the first doctor's appointment. He just really made me feel uncomfortable, like my pregnancy wasn't special at all. Our second doctor's appointment, he showed up and I wasn't okay with him coming.
She told me to leave, or she was gonna call the cops. After that, I was left in the dark.
4 months into my pregnancy, I found out that Greg went to Mexico, spending money and not even trying to financially support me.
He let her ride out the storm all by herself. For a young man to put his interests in anything other than his son, this is ridiculous.
When I was 6 months pregnant, I found out that Greg had a girlfriend. That made me livid. I don't think it's right for him to have a girlfriend and not do anything father-wise. It made me irritated and really made me mad.
Well, Meleah's ex-boyfriend Greg says he wants to be involved in his son's life, but he says Meleah is making that nearly impossible because she is so aggressive and controlling.
My son was born on May 11th, 2011. That night, I decided to call Greg and tell him the news that his son's born.
I didn't even get a chance to see the birth of my son. I felt very cheated out that moment, and I don't think to her it was a big deal, but it was a very big deal to me. That's one thing I can't get back. Since Jaden was born, Meleah's kept me out of the loop. She hasn't communicated with me. I didn't know anything for 3 months.
Greg does not make an effort to be with Jaden. He literally asked me to contact him more, and he's asked me to drive out to his parents' house to have him see Jaden for 2 hours. So everything is on Greg's time, and that's not fair, especially toward his son.
Greg has not been a good father because he hasn't been one yet, and that's just the bottom line.
That's not the truth. I want to be there for Jaden. I want to be in his life. Meleah is putting up roadblocks.
He has found a lot of convenient little alibis, in my opinion.
I don't think Meleah has room to complain. If anything, I have room to complain because I've been the one trying when she's pushing me away.
If things don't change, I think it would just be better off if he didn't have any contact with Jaden. Just let me and Jaden be.
You guys actually split before you knew you were pregnant.
Yes, I did.
Because you thought he was snooping around and asking questions and
Right,
behaving in a jealous way.
Right.
What offended you about that?
He actually threatened me by trying to punch me, and he dented his truck.
Did you try to punch her?
I did not try to punch her.
Well, why did you punch your truck?
At that point, I had been dealing with so much negativity coming towards me. I just had to let it out.
What was negative?
Everything, you know, I had to find out that you woke up next to a guy that you didn't even know you fell asleep next to.
Yeah.
And I had to find that out. You didn't tell me. You could have been honest, and It hurt. It hurts knowing that the girl you're dating wakes up in bed with another guy and doesn't even tell you.
Okay, well, let's be sure we put this in the right context. You guys were at a party and...
Right. I mean, we were with all my friends together in a bedroom.
So this was innocent?
Yeah, this was totally
This wasn't a
innocent.
sexual encounter?
No.
It wasn't a romantic thing? Nothing happened?
No, of course not.
Did you explain that?
Well, I was trying to. I didn't bother telling him at all because I was planning on breaking up with him.
Do you believe her about that?
I still question it.
Okay, you still question it?
Yeah, I do still question it.
Did you go snooping around behind her back then, asking her sorority sisters and all this?
I was like, hey, I'm dating Meleah, and that's usually how the conversation was.
But then
I
why
wasn't
would
like,
you ask somebody that I hardly ever hung out with saying, hey, is she behaving okay? And then coming to me and being like, so I heard from so-and-so that she doesn't know how you're doing.
When you went off to college, you're a totally
Of course
different
you
person.
would. I wouldn't know her.
That week that this happened, from that Sunday on to the weekend when you came back, I gave you your space. You asked for space, and I gave it to you.
No,
and I know I
you
did.
didn't. You would
Because
call me
I would
judging
get,
me.
no, I got phone calls from you. Drunk dialed phone calls from you at night, past midnight, where, Greg, I miss you, I love you so much. You know, if I asked your sorority sisters what happened that week, it was just because there was no communication. I was just wondering.
You weren't just wondering, you were suspicious.
Yeah, it was very suspicious.
So it wasn't just wondering, like, oh, gee, wonder what she's doing. So you went away to college.
Right.
And how far away?
About 2 hours away from him.
Okay, and you stayed in the original town?
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually met Greg on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I did.
So you met him on Facebook, and then, this is a new one on me, you broke up with him on Facebook. Here's what you said. This
Yes,
is your Facebook
I went in
breakup
all-
message. You say, Greg, you and I are done. I do not want you to be part of my life any longer. You were right about one thing. You are not good enough for me. And you will never, ever be good enough for me. From now on, I do not want you to love me ever again, be attached to me, want to marry me, listen to the CD I mixed for you, look at anybody's Facebook wall with my name somewhere on their wall, have any memory of me, wipe your memory clean. I am finished with you. I am done. All caps, exclamation point. Is that how it's done now?
Yeah, and this is the only way that I could really get through to him because he was like, baby, you can't leave me, baby. I really need you here, and blah, blah, blah. And I really, honestly, I didn't feel comfortable enough going to him personally because I felt threatened the time that he came to me in the middle of a parking lot in the middle of nowhere and getting in my face and pretty much spitting words at me. Like,
This is
sorry.
interesting to me. Don't like what I'm hearing? I'll just send him a Facebook breakup.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, then 2 weeks later, Meleah found out that she was pregnant and blah, blah, blah. Well, we've been talking with Meleah, a college student who discovered that she was pregnant with what she says is her boyfriend Greg's baby after she broke up with him. So she breaks up. 2 weeks later, she finds out she's pregnant, but they've broken up. Now, during that pregnancy, Greg moved on. He started dating another girl, Alex. Now, Meleah admits that this made her livid. Even though she's broken up with him, it still makes her livid that he moved on and got involved with this girl. Take a look.
From day one, Greg told me that he was going to have a baby. I believed strongly in second chances, and I wasn't going to shut him out just because of something that he did or a mistake that had happened.
Hearing Alex say those things really made me happy to know that somebody was actually there for me.
At first, I wasn't hurt at all when Greg moved on because I didn't want anything to do with him. However, as soon as Jaden was born, it kind of put a pit in my heart.
1 minute she says, I'm so excited to have you in my life, and the next is not talking to him for months on end.
I don't think that Greg should be focused on another woman because I'm not focused on another man.
Meleah is making things very difficult for Greg, and there's no meeting halfway. Greg goes out and buys diapers and buys clothes and buys cribs and strollers, and then when Meleah says, I changed my mind, I don't want you involved, he goes and returns it. He breaks his heart every single time it happens.
She doesn't have a ring on her finger, so I would really like Alex to just stay out of the situation.
I think that Meleah wants to get back together with Greg. I think her parents want them to be together, and I think that she is bitter that this isn't the life that she intended.
Okay, Alex, thanks for joining us. Now, Meleah just said, you don't have a ring on your finger, so why don't you just butt out?
Right, so
How do you feel about that?
I'm a person and I have value regardless of whether or not I have a ring on my finger. I'm part of his life, so you cannot control this aspect at all.
And Jaden's part of his life too.
And I'm not trying to control that, but you are. You will not let him be a part of it, and I will not let you stand here and make him out to be the bad person.
What has she said that is offensive to your sensibilities?
Everything that he hasn't been involved, that he's...
Well, he hasn't. Have you paid? Hell no.
Why would he be involved if you send him that Facebook message? Wipe your memory clean.
Okay, honey, after I told him I was pregnant, after I told him I was pregnant, we actually worked things out. We actually were trying to work things out and going to counseling. But he didn't take anything serious. So after that, I said, okay, since you're not taking anything serious, we might as well work on each other first, by ourselves. Because honestly, our relationship wasn't even working at all.
Okay, well.
But you didn't know that, did you?
When you
Don't
called,
call me honey.
when you
I just did.
called me.
I missed that. What happened?
I asked her not to call me honey. I think it's condescending.
Uh-huh.
And she just did, so.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
When you called me, to my memory, you were pretty plastered and had to go lay down, and you passed out. And you called me back and told me what was going on.
She told you what?
That she was pregnant.
Okay, you were drunk when you were pregnant?
She found out she was pregnant and got hammered.
No, that's not how
That
it
is
works.
true. You can ask her friends. I have the gas receipts. I have the text messages.
I paid for your gas.
I have the text messages from you saying, hey, I'm coming out, blah, blah, blah.
But you weren't drinking while you were pregnant, or you were?
I mean, that's kind of irresponsible, though. If you're pregnant, you don't drink after you're pregnant.
Exactly my point.
So why would I call him drunk when I found out that I was pregnant?
Good question. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Was she drunk?
She was plastered.
You know that for a fact?
I know that for a fact.
Is that true or not?
No, it's not true.
You had to leave the game early. It was like halftime.
Yeah,
or
because I
something.
was sick because I was pregnant.
So.
It's called seasickness or whatever it is.
Okay.
What's it? Morning sickness. I'm sorry.
Were you involved during this? However it started, did you go to all the doctor's appointments? Did you participate? Have you contributed to the baby's finances and expenses and all of this?
I have, since the day I found out. I told her I would be 100% supportive, and I've tried.
I know what you said, but I'm asking what you did.
I went to the first doctor's appointment that we made, and
That you called me fat
and I called you fat?
Yes, you did.
I called her. That's not true. Okay, I did not say you're fat.
Do you not think saying, wow, you almost weigh as much as I am fat?
I don't remember saying that, and I have a pretty good memory when it comes to those
Really?
things.
You
Yeah.
think that I was drunk calling you when I found out I was pregnant?
Okay, you wanted him to be involved.
Yes, I wanted him to
Then why did you
be
call
involved.
the cops when he showed up at the second
I
doctor's
didn't
appointment?
call the cops. And see, he's making that up as well.
You
told him
threatened
that,
to call the cops.
No,
You
I
said, if you
didn't.
don't leave, I'm going to call the cops.
No, I said you have a right to leave because I don't want you here.
Who mentioned cops?
He did, obviously, because I didn't.
Okay, you did say, you were right. You have a right to leave. And I was like, well, I have a right to be here. And then you said again, you have a right to leave or I will call the cops. So you know what I did? I don't want to deal with police. I hate police. I got out of there. And I was like, you know what? Knowing the fact that I showed up and tried.
Well, imagine you send your daughter away to college only to have her return home pregnant. Now, Deborah is Meleah's mother, and she says that the news made her feel like the rug had just been pulled out from under her. This was not happy news for you.
The only consolation that I had was the fact that I knew that Greg was in love with my daughter.
Do you know Alex? Had you met Alex?
We've only been introduced the one time.
Was this at the barbecue?
That was the barbecue.
Okay, so that's where things got
Ugly.
ugly. Okay. Now, so you haven't gotten along with Alex from the beginning?
No, I don't know her. I just don't understand
But
her.
I'm not important because I don't have a ring on my finger. Obviously, you have an opinion of me if you say those things. It's very clear.
you
And then
haven't-
if I need to get out of the picture, obviously you have an opinion about me.
You haven't bothered getting to know me nor Jaden.
You say you have opinions too. You actually say that Meleah is manipulative, bitter, hateful, and controlling.
Because I see the way that she treats him. She doesn't know our relationship. She doesn't know me. She doesn't see me. but I see the direct responses of her actions towards Greg.
But what do you see that makes you decide? Because those are pretty strong words.
Yeah.
Manipulative, hateful, bitter, and controlling.
Very. What makes me decide that?
Yeah.
It's not on Greg time, it's on Meleah time. It's when they go out, when they talk on the phone. It's Meleah time. I don't want to talk to you. Don't text me after 12 o'clock. How can we
Don't. That's a booty call. That's a booty call night. Don't call me at midnight when I'm sleeping.
And he wasn't like, hey, baby, you want to come over?
If you're in a relationship with him, why is he sending her midnight text messages saying, hey, how are you? I love you?
He's not.
Oh, you don't know that, hun.
I've seen them.
Don't know that.
I would really like you to please stop calling me that. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. And I don't know that. And I would hope that he would tell me the truth if that does happen.
Well, he
I
also
will
hasn't.
tell the truth. I sent her one text message that said, I miss you, I love you, back in October, before Alex
we
and I
weren't
weren't
dating.
even dating. Alex and I started dating in December. Okay. So then tell me what those text messages said after we started dating. It
I
was,
never got a
"Hey,
response from you or
How are
anything."
you? How are you? Let me know how everything's going.
Well, a couple of
That's-
months ago, Greg and Alex ran into Malia and her family at the annual hometown barbecue. It just started out uncomfortable and went downhill from there. Take a look.
I went to a barbecue with my family and I bumped into Greg and his girlfriend.
The situation was very tense.
I haven't seen Greg for 2 months and I meet his girlfriend that night.
When we bumped into Meleah, her dad asked, hey, do you want to hold your son? I say, of course. And I go up to him and he wouldn't hand me Jaden.
His girlfriend's looking at me as if I shouldn't be there.
She had an opinion on me before even speaking to me. Meleah told me that I needed to step away to let Greg be a part of that baby's life.
And it just all went downhill from there.
My dad got angry because Greg was being cocky and showing off in front of his girlfriend.
My husband has this burning anger, and here you've got this other girl.
Next thing I know, my dad says the A word to him, and then Greg got in my dad's face.
I was really concerned that Greg was going to start shaking a finger in my husband's face. All of a sudden, there goes the finger, and then there went my husband.
My dad pushed him really hard.
He didn't just push me once, he pushed me 5 or 6 times.
His shoes flew, his glasses flew.
Was trying to back off, but as I was walking backwards, he kept walking forward. It was a very physical attack.
It was very intense. And I kept thinking, can I just run?
This situation just pushed me even farther away from Meleah and Jaden.
Well, that doesn't sound like it turned out very well.
He's a very angry person towards me. He doesn't like me one bit, and
You
I
did
can
get his daughter
understand why.
pregnant, I mean-
Yeah, I got
talked to him
his
for 2
daughter
months.
pregnant.
Well, you stole her.
I stole her.
You
well,
stole her. She was a gift he was supposed to give to you. When you said that you wanted to marry her and that you were in love with her, and you didn't wait to open the gift when we gave it to you, you just discarded it.
I discarded it. Okay. She discarded me.
Really?
First of all. Yeah, we made
I
the
remember
mistake.
when you tried to get back together again, and I remember when you went to counseling together.
Yeah, we
Don't
did.
tell me that it was all on Malia.
So if I discarded her, why was I trying to go into a therapist and try to fix things? Why was I
don't
doing
know.
that?
And I
don't
also know that when you don't mock me. I also understand that when you came out of therapy, inside of therapy, you were quite good to get along together. But the minute you're out, you're questioning her and dogging her and in her face and have her really upset. And she's wondering, why did we even go in there?
I don't think you really know the true story. I really don't think you know what she has actually put me through.
You've made it very, very obvious. You've pretty much said everything negative about my daughter. And as far as calling you hun, don't call my daughter malicious because you don't know her. But I do know this
Then
about
don't-
you.
you're passing a judgment.
I do know this about you.
I would
Young
love to-
ladies who walk into a situation and find out 3 weeks into the relationship that their boyfriend has a young woman pregnant, and then you ask, have you had anything to, have you talked to her? Have you tried to do this with her? And they say no. That's a red flag.
Don't question our relationship.
No one's questioning your relationship.
You should
Your
be
relationship is
questioning our
the last
relationship.
thing we're thinking about here. What we're questioning is where you are in the relationship
said I
with
shouldn't
her
be in a
son. The son, his son.
Excuse me. How do you feel about Greg? Are you still in love with him? Because I get the feeling that you are still in love with him and have absolutely no use for her whatsoever. You think you maybe broke up a little too quickly, and then you found out, well, hey, I'm pregnant, and I think he's the father here, so I think at this point you still have feelings for him, and he moved on and got in a relationship with this person, and you're saying, how could you betray us? Because we are over here pregnant, we are over here having a baby, we are over here creating your family, and you're not even showing up, you're not even invested, you're not even working on it. You've taken up with her and moved on. So I'm left here with a baby, yours, and you've moved on.
Yeah.
And if that offends your sensibilities, how am I doing?
You're doing great.
How long were y'all dating?
Not even that long.
Well, how long?
Like about a month. Like.
You were dating about a month. And you started having sex. How soon did you start having sex into this month?
Soon.
Had to be like really soon if you knew you were pregnant.
Right.
Were you using birth control?
Sometimes. And then
Sometimes.
we were stupid one time, and
Do you know that it's your child?
I still don't know if it's my kid.
You do know.
Yeah, you do.
In fact, why would you come to my home and sit with Jack and I in my living room, tell me to my face that we are having a child together, and I want to take great care of her, and you're going to do everything you can to be the best father and husband? You were blissful.
So you can say that I tried.
That was in the first.
That was when we were in a
6 weeks
relationship,
of the
right?
relationship.
When I decided not to be in a relationship with you,
this
you
was
didn't even
before
try.
the breakup.
You were just like, oh.
Oh, I was. Oh, okay.
Well, was that a test?
Like a test, like if
You said when I told you I didn't want to be in a relationship with you, you didn't even try. Was it a test to see if he would try?
Yeah, it was.
So you didn't really want out. You just wanted to see how committed he was.
Yeah,
And he
because
failed.
when I was with him and we were trying to try it, I didn't see seriousness
Wow.
and responsibility within it.
Well, we're talking with Meleah, a college student who broke up with her boyfriend Greg, then discovered she was pregnant. Now, Meleah did not list Greg as the father on her baby's birth certificate, so Greg says, well, look, I want a paternity test. I have it here. I have a paternity test here from DNA Diagnostic Center, and I've not opened this. When you look at the split screen, you sure look like that baby.
I know.
I mean, he's shorter, but other than that. Okay. Well, these are reported in percentages. And it says the probability of paternity, that is, that you are the father of this baby, is 99.999999%.
Well, that's all I wanted to know.
So I'll put that in here for you. You felt like that was the case, but you wanted.
Well, it's nice to know 99.9%.
Were you sure?
I was totally sure that was his child.
Yeah. So why didn't you put his name on the birth certificate? If you were totally sure this was the father, why did you deny putting him on a birth certificate?
I asked Greg actually if he wanted to be on the birth certificate, and he said, well, we'll talk about it later tonight.
No, I said.
And I said, well, no, you did say that.
I said, when I was at the hospital, when you made me miss the birth of my kid, when you were for sure it was mine, you made me miss one of the best moments of a father's life, okay, which wasn't really fair to me.
But you stopped by after you were done working late at night. So what would be the point of you coming?
Yeah, because you didn't even let me know you were going into labor. I knew that, okay, well, hopefully she'll call me. And I questioned, is she even going to call me?
But I kind of questioned myself, like, why should I call you? Because you wanted a paternity test from the very get-go.
Because the same time you got pregnant, I read that text message on your phone, and you woke up next to another guy. That same week is when you got pregnant. How,
Well, I mean,
am I not supposed to question that?
I mean, that's understandable why you would question that. I would question that. But what would be the point of even calling you and saying, hey, I'm in labor when you want a paternity test? Why should I call somebody who doesn't even believe me?
But didn't you say you knew 100% certain that he was the father?
Yes,
well,
I
that's
did.
why you would call him, because he's the father. He may not know, but you knew.
I told him that night. I told him that night.
After the baby was born.
After the baby was born, I called him.
But you
that
denied
night.
him the right to be there, and you went off to Mexico with another girl right before this, right? Was it you?
2 months before, yes.
2 months before. So you'd kind of thought he had moved on, but I'm wondering if I asked you if you broke up with him as a test, and you said, well, yes, and he failed it. I said, you didn't really want to break up with him, you were just testing him, and you said yes. And then you say, well, I didn't call him because he wanted a paternity. I wonder if you're playing games here instead of being forthright about your feelings and your emotions. And the truth is you want her out because she's with him, and that's not conducive to your overall plan, which I'm not criticizing. I think I understand how that's not helpful if you're looking to put this little family back together in some way.
Right. Like after Jaden was born, I never heard him or had him call me asking, hey, can I come over for just a little bit? I never got that from him. Mm-hmm. And I bumped into him in my neighborhood at a barbecue when he was 2 months. And with his girlfriend and everything like that.
But you have a higher duty here. Let me tell you, the most important person in your son's life is his father. Yeah. The same-sex role model is so critical in how a young man grows up. And if you're out here playing games, kind of games that you maybe played in the lunchroom in high school, they're not appropriate anymore to the life. It's not just you that gets affected by this, it's the child. And you keep talking about, well, she wouldn't let me do this, she wouldn't let me do that. Let me tell you something, when you become a father, that is not a right assigned to you by the mother. That is not a right assigned to you by the parents. That is a God-given role, and there is no window to which you go to resign. You don't need someone's permission. Your job with a son is to step up and be a father. You man up and you do what you have to do. You pay child support, you contribute to the child, you go to the doctor's appointments, you do all of the things you need to do. You made the decision to have unprotected sex. You two did this together. You got pregnant. She didn't get pregnant. Y'all got pregnant. And now you are parents collectively. And parent is not a noun. It is also a verb, to parent. And that means you've got to be involved in this young man's life, and you don't wait for somebody's permission to do that. You get busy and create it. You will support him having a relationship with his son.
Of course.
And it doesn't help you that you get into an instantaneous catfight with the mother of this child.
I don't like being...
But it isn't about you right now.
I know, well,
it's
exactly.
not about you. I mean, that's the whole thing.
It's
not about
me.
your feelings or yours, but they do have a child between them, and that is unfinished business.
Well, I'll say one thing, though. When she says, I'm not trying, I am trying. For a good example of this is like 2 weeks ago, and then did I bring you stuff to the hospital? And you didn't even tell your dad I came to the hospital. You haven't even told your dad that we've been talking.
I told my dad that you came to the
Yes,
hospital.
well, I was there when she told him.
Boy, I apparently did a crummy job of explaining that we need to put the bickering and the game playing aside. You want to be right or you want to be happy? You want to be right or you want to be a father?
I made it very clear to her, when you're carrying a child, you can't have all added stress. And what you saw right here is what he would do to her constantly.
Okay, but now listen, your daughter is not a victim here.
I did not say she was a victim.
Well, but it's not all her, it's the two of them.
No, when I'm
They're
saying,
very immature. Both of them are very immature.
I'll give it that. But what I'm saying is, we were hoping for someone to come along, and it looks like, hopefully this is you, that we can do it and get away from this bickering, because it isn't good for Jaden and it's not good for them.
You are so incredibly prejudiced in favor of your daughter, and I wouldn't think much of you if you weren't. I want you to have your daughter's back, but having her back is not always defending the indefensible. It's not always supporting the insupportable. Having her back may be sitting down with her and saying, listen, young lady, you need to stop playing games here. You have a higher calling for this young child, and you two need to start saying what you mean and meaning what you say. I mean, come on, we're not in high school anymore. We've moved on to parent world now. You got to put your mommy pants on. Let me tell you, If you don't support his relationship with that child will grow up and resent you for that, because they will say, how come my daddy wasn't involved in my life? And if your answer is, well, he's not involved in your life because he pissed me off and went to Mexico with another girl. That's not much of an answer, Meleah. That's not much of an answer. So I want you to think about that. Well, Paige is a teen mom who moved out of her parents' house and was trying to raise her baby with her teen boyfriend, Jordan. Now, the two of them hadn't finished high school yet, which, so you got babies raising babies. Now, Paige's mom, Marcy, her dad, Ross, and stepmother, Nikki, were here with some major concerns. Take a look for a little update.
My stepdaughter's future is in jeopardy. Now that she's gotten with this boy, he is controlling her, brainwashing her. She's on a path where she's going nowhere.
They think Jordan's not good enough for me. They think that he's a piece of
Ever since Paige has been with Jordan, she has become more and more distant. I don't get to see the baby. I don't get to see her.
I'm not controlling Paige at all. If she wanted to go back with her parents today, she could.
We can't see her ever alone without him. He never lets her speak on the phone unless he's right there.
I haven't seen her. She's never just come by the house.
I don't even know where they're getting all this control. He doesn't control me.
I'm not controlling like y'all think I am. All right, I'm not.
Then what are you doing on now?
I'm trying to tell y'all how it is, because y'all are so.
You keep telling me that.
Y'all are so messed up in the head. Y'all never freaking listen.
Let's take your theory that he's an evil controller. What's he doing? He's telling her what she wants to hear. You're telling her what she doesn't want to hear. You couldn't be driving her more to him if you were chasing her with a stick.
I think I'm very capable of taking care of Paige and the baby. I've been doing it for the past 9 or 10 months now.
Jordan is not suited to be a father because he cannot provide for Paige and for Miley. He can't hold a job.
Jordan's dad, Chris, is here. Are you concerned about this baby right now?
Not at all.
Chris, I don't get it.
Well, they're not raising the baby alone.
They're raising it with you and your 18-year-old girlfriend?
They're raising that baby with me.
I kind of wish we could freeze and then flash forward a year and come back and have this conversation and see who put up and who shut up. Do you want what's best for the baby?
Yes.
Even if it's not what you want right now in the moment?
Yes.
Are you willing to try to find a way to make some peace with your mother and your father and your stepmother?
Yes. They're my parents and I love them.
So, Paige, how's it going?
It's going good. Jordan is no longer in the picture. After the show, we slowly just started unraveling. And I started realizing that I was in a controlling and emotional abusive relationship, and I realized it wasn't good for me and I didn't want my daughter around it. And then basically just what it comes down to is what was best for her, and I know that being with him wasn't best, and I thought it was at the time, and I look back and I realized how immature I was being.
And here we are a year later, and who's sitting next to you?
My mom and my stepmom.
Yeah, your mom and your stepmom. Now, Marcy, how has she done?
I think that she finally has got it. I mean, she is still going to school. She's in high school. We're looking at graduating in December, but she actually lives in her own apartment. I mean, she gets up every morning. She gets her and Miley ready. She drops Miley off at daycare. She goes to school. After school gets out at 12, she has to be at work at 1, and she works from 1 to 5:30, and then has to pick the baby up, and she's on her own. She's, going to high school, working, raising a baby, and
we're really proud of her.
We are.
She's come so far.
You are doing an amazing job of maturing into this role as a mother and taking care of this child, and I am proud of you. I'm here to tell you.
Thank you.
Now, Paige has done a lot of growing up and working very hard to support her baby. Her next goal is to go to cosmetology school. So we called the Aveda Institute, who has agreed to give Paige a complete scholarship to cosmetology school to take care of you and get you prepared to do that. And they are the best of the best, obviously. How you feel about that?
Thank you so much. I don't even know what to say.
You know, this is so important, and I wanted you to hear what was going on with Paige and Marcy and Nikki, because they're a year into this mission. You've got a guy here that wants to be involved. And if y'all need some help in working out some co-parenting plans, there are professionals that focus on that do that. And I will get you that help and provide it to you. And you can work out a plan you can both be excited about, both live with, and what happens between y'all, we'll see across time. Will you do this?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.